So good afternoon, everyone. How are you?
Good afternoon.
Well, first, I thank everyone for being here this afternoon. I am Carrie K. Steele, President of the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago Board of Commissioners. Before we start, I have to introduce my colleagues. I would like to introduce you to Vice President Barbara McGowan, Chairman of Finance, Commissioner Frank Avila, and Commissioner Josina Morita. Also not here today, but I would also like to mention their names, is Commissioner Cam Davis, Commissioner Kimberly Neely Dubuclay, Commissioner Marcelino Garcia, Commissioner Deborah Shore, and Commissioner Mariana Spiropoulos. I would also like to recognize several key partners who were integral in bringing this concept to life. The leaders include Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey and Peter Ciolis of Strategic Project Management. Former Bellwood Mayor Frank Pasquale. And if you could raise your hand and give us a wave so we can see where you are and who you are when I say your name. Stone Park Mayor Mazula. Melrose Park Mayor Ronald Sapico. Westchester Mayor Paul Gattuso. Former Westchester Mayor Sam Puglia, Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson, and our very own former MWRD President Terry O'Brien. We are also happy to have with us Project Manager Brian Roosh and Dave Rock from IHC Construction. And from Christopher Burke Engineering, we have President Christopher Burke, Vice President Thomas Burke, and Vice President Donald Dressel. We also have Sylvia Parham from Cook County. I would like to thank our Executive Director, Brian Perkovich, and staff for their hard work on this project. This includes Director of Engineering, Catherine O'Connor, Assistant Director of Engineering, Bill Sharif, Managing Civil Engineer for Stormwater, Joe Kretzker, Principal Engineer for Stormwater, Greg Cook, Civil Engineer, Mike Cosme, Principal Engineer for Construction, Ryan Davis, and Senior Civil Engineer for Construction, Lee Welsh. So, today marks the culmination of years of persistence, years of close collaboration amongst our community leaders, community partners, a commitment from members of the Lower Des Plaines River Watershed Planning Council addressing stormwater management, and meticulous engineering and environmental planning to find a solution. Thanks to the collaboration with our neighbors in Bellwood, Broadview, Melrose Park, Northlake, Stone Park, and Westchester, we are standing in the spot where one day soon 200 million gallons will be able to be held in this here reservoir. And this will capture the excess stormwater basically in the reservoir to mitigate flooding from our partners in those municipalities. This investment will lead to savings on future insurance bills, improve our local quality of life, and foster new peace of mind the next time it rains. The project will create 633 construction jobs and operate in compliance. Yes, that's something to cheer about. And we will operate in compliance with MWRD's Affirmative Action Ordinance, ensuring representation of minorities, women, and small business enterprises. The project also calls for our multi-project labor agreement that provides many opportunities for our partners in labor. The reservoir will connect with the Addison Creek Channel, where additional improvements will reduce overbank flooding to approximately 2,200 structures, including an estimated 1,700 structures that will be removed from the floodplain. So let today reflect a new generation, a new direction, a new hope for these 6 communities, and a new sense of urgency to keep moving forward on this path of resiliency. Now I would like to welcome our first guest, who will be Cook County Chief of Staff, Lynetta Hayes. Welcome, Lynetta.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. So the President Preckwinkle could not be here today, but she obviously this is very important to her, so she wanted representation here to say a few words. We are really proud of the work that we've done in partnership with everyone here today. The Addison Creek Reservoir is really the first of two major projects that will provide flood control benefits for those 6 communities that the Commissioner mentioned. For many years, your communities have had to deal with flooding, a costly disruption to many residents' lives. And the new reservoir will hold close to the 200 million gallons of storage capacity and connect with the Addison Creek Channel. I'm proud to say that Cook County helped fund this project. We've contributed a $5 million grant from the county's Community Development Block Grant, CDBG for some who know that, Disaster Recovery Program, a federally funded initiative through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Earlier this year, we released the county's policy roadmap, which is our 5-year strategic plan. Crucial to this roadmap is the creation of vital and sustainable communities, and this work here is an example of that. A project like this helps us enhance the quality of life in all of our communities, ensuring that Cook County is an exceptional place to live, work, play, and visit. I'd like to thank the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, all of the partners, which is a vital partner to Cook County, and we're grateful to work with you on these critical projects like this one. So on behalf of President Preckwinkle and Cook County, I say thank you for having us, and I'm looking forward to seeing what this looks like when it's all finished.
Thank you, Lynetta. Our next guest is the Mayor of Bellwood, Andre Harvey.
Thank you, President. Well, I may seem very excited. I may jump for joy because today is really a great day for the village of Bellwood. So first, good afternoon. Let me first welcome our elected officials, residents, guests of Village of Bellwood, and everybody else. Welcome to Bellwood. I would like to thank President Steele and all of the MWRD commissioners for being here today, as well as picking Bellwood as a site for the Addison Creek Reservation project. I would also like to thank my mentor, former mayor of Bellwood, Frank Pasquale, and as well Westchester Mayor Sam Puglia behind me for all the hard work that they've put in before their retirements on this project to make this project a successful project. Please let me also recognize our village officials, our village clerk Janelle Moreland, Trustee Michael Chavatone, Trustee MC Robinson, Trustee Ron Nightingale, and I will mention Trustee Jophelia Boston, Trustee Gloria Holman, and Trustee Annie Delgado that are not with us today. So, also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my partners, the other 5 mayors that are integral in this project. My sister mayor from Broadview, Mayor Katrina Thompson, my friend from Northlake, Mayor Jeff Sherman, my brother from Stone Park, Benny Missoula, my friend from Westchester, Paul Cattuso, Mayor Paul Cattuso, and my big brother and mentor, who Mayor of Melrose Park, Ron Serpico. So please give them a hand as well for being partners on this project. And finally, a special thanks to former Water Reclamation District past president or former president, Terry O'Brien. Let's give him a hand. Thank you, Terry, for all your hard work. Also, Peter Cholis, our Director of Economic Development and past Chief of Staff of the Village of Bellwood. Please give him a hand for working so hard and diligently on this project. And all the individuals, I'd like to also thank all the individuals that had that worked so hard along with this team to make this project work. Now, today is not only a groundbreaking, it is a celebration. It is a day for us to celebrate and rejoice for the Village of Bellwood and the other partnering towns, because we have all that stand here today sustained plenty of damage and lots of damage from the flooding that has been caused by Addison Creek and the sewer water spillover. So with Water Reclamation District, the Village of Bellwood, and the other 5 towns, we are appreciative that this is the site for the Addison Creek project. Living through floods have been a nightmare for many in our villages. And now, today is like a dream come true for us. So many of this project, so many of us will benefit from this project. The relief from this reservoir will bring thousands of residents relief. These residents, some have lost millions and millions of dollars in renovation costs, millions of dollars in flood insurance costs, priceless treasures that have been lost through the many floods throughout this region. There is and I personally have witnessed, I am fortunate enough to be living in Bellwood for 50 years and witnessed the 1987 flood, and also the great flood of 2010 when I was a fire chief and a firefighter, and in 2013 the flood when I was director of public safety. So this has been we've been waiting so long that this is actually a funny story. We've had Mayor Pasquale and Mayor Puglia, who 3 years ago was instrumental in this project, that have now retired. So it's been that long that we've been waiting for this project to take off. So once again, I'd like to thank the Water Reclamation District. I'd like to thank everybody involved. It's a great day for the Village of Bellwood and a great day for the other towns that are also involved. So, you know, as people know, as people around me know, I talk a lot, right? I talk so much. But here's something that's going to make me stop talking. I need to stop talking so we can get this project underway. All right? So thank you so much, and we're looking forward to getting this project off the ground. Thank you.
Right, you want to delay getting the shovels in the ground, right? All right, I would also like to welcome to the podium our guest, Lauren Wobig, Director of the Office of Water Resources for the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. Welcome, Lauren.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Lauren Wobig. As they said, I'm Director of the Office of Water Resources within the Department of Natural Resources. And it is my privilege to be here on behalf of Governor Pritzker and our new Director, Colleen Callahan, to, as the mayor put it, so aptly put it, to celebrate, right? To celebrate another flood damage reduction project in the Addison Creek watershed. And mostly to convey a huge thank you to the partners that have already been mentioned today for your vision, your dedication, and your persistence providing additional flood resiliency in this watershed and in Illinois. You know, someone once said that persistence and resilience only come from having been given the opportunity to work through very difficult problems. Well, from my own career experience, I can tell you that developing a large public flood control project is inherently provides those individuals plenty of opportunities to work through very difficult problems. So again, I thank you to all those individuals who were involved in the development of this project and who persevered to get us to today. You know, flood resiliency statewide in Illinois means passing major floods, even some floods of records this year, and not making the national network evening news because there is no devastation and no turmoil to show and report. More importantly, improved flood resiliency in the Addison Creek watershed means that folks living and working in the watershed, working in those communities like Bellwood and Broadview, Melrose Park, Northlake, Stone Park, and Westchester, are no longer losing sleep when they hear a thunderstorm and not suffering repeated flood losses to their properties. Currently, over 1,550 residents in these communities carry flood insurance policies, and each of them pay an average annual premium of nearly $1,266 each per year. Once these properties are removed, as has been mentioned already, by this project, many of these residents will now qualify for insurance premiums which are up to 80% cheaper than what they're paying today. So that's worth celebrating as well, right, Mayor? So while the Office of Water Resources is not directly involved in funding this specific reservoir, we have been involved in the regulatory permitting of this reservoir and in the development and construction of other previous flood damage reduction measures in the watershed that, believe me, helped us build our own perseverance and persistence as we've added to the resiliency of the Addison Creek watershed that will now continue to grow today with this project. One final word of advice that I give to the partners who made this reservoir possible, and that is to jealously guard every cubic yard of floodwater storage once it's been created. Future changes in the watershed will continue to occur, and opportunities to utilize this reservoir for positive development purposes will arise. This is in fact the case of 2 other reservoirs in this very watershed this year, as the Office of Water Resources is working in those instances to preserve the integrity of the public flood control storage volume for the good of the people who live, work, and play in the Addison Creek watershed and depend on these amazing public flood control projects. So keep that in mind going forward. There will be opportunities to bring in stormwater and other things, but we need to preserve every cubic yard that we've put in for flood control with this project. So thanks again for inviting me to be part of this celebration, as the mayor put it, and I wish you the best of luck with your projects. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. So, as stated earlier, today marks the beginning of a new day, and we are excited to get our shovels in the ground and get on with this project to build for a drier and better tomorrow. Thank you again for everyone who is here today, and please join us all at the shovels so we can get this project going and, of course, do what we like to do, take pictures of us with the shovels. Thank you for coming out this afternoon, and I hope everyone has a great, productive day. Thank you, and thank you for joining us.
1, 2, 3.